You want to take a close-up of this thing before
Yeah.
I put the wing on? You firing there?
Yeah. Let's see. Want it? Oh.
Cameraman putting the engine in deep shadow. Don't touch, okay, Alexander? I don't even let my kids touch it. In fact, they're lucky to be able to look at it.
Alexander?
That's such and such.
Okay.
And they're certainly bonding to humans.
So it's radio.
Stirling, right here.
Yes, I see you. I'm not trying to take a picture of you, though. Alexander, get back, please. Describe the engine, but you can do that later.
Have you got sound on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me get on the other side where the light is, if I can, without shadowing.
And you just sort of talk in a conversational voice?
Yeah, right at that microphone.
Right at that microphone. Well, this is the Beta 87 Stirling engine, described at the 1987 IECEC. Get out of the light there, Bri. And it's attached to pretty much conventional sailplane. It's a little under 2 meters in wingspan, with a radio control elevator and rudder. You can see the servos for the elevator and rudder in here. And the receiver is in this little box. Receiver battery's up here. And of course this is the engine. On this side is a fuel tank.
I will take you home.
Propane tank holds about 8 grams of fuel, which should be enough for about 8 minutes of flight. And that's it. And I'm going to put the wing on.
Alexander, is this temporal experiment 1?
Yeah, I think so. Completely. Sound effects.
Down! Down!
Doc Brown, Back to the Future.
Yeah. We need some terrorists.
Well, I think we have them.
You got one anyway.
Small terrorist.
3.5-year-old terrorist.
We just don't have
I'm
any.
attaching the wing.
We need some live passengers.
Hamsters.
Ants. A kitten. Yes.
Voila.
Throw it in the
Okay.
The inventor paces nervously.
Now let's see if I brought the transmitter. And I think I might try construction.
Oh, please, let there be a baby wipe.
Hi.
Yes, there is.
How good is it? How far is it?
That looks pretty fancy. What is the kit? What is the kit?
No, it's an after-flight.
And I tried,
Super Malibu, I think is what it's called.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I recognize.
So,
Wow, that looks pretty exciting.
well, I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see. As long as I don't launch it during one of these wind gusts, I'll be
Yeah.
all set and
Oh, this
flip
is-
it over on its back.
This has been pretty constant. This has been the
Has it?
story. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild. But
Yeah. It's been nuclear power.
no, not right now. We're sort of waiting for Sandy, actually.
Oh, Sandy gonna be here?
Actually called me today about something else. And so it seemed so serendipitous. I told him that.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay. Well, the radio seems to be working.
It's a gorgeous plane.
I've had the plane for a long time, actually.
It's a
Flown it
gorgeous
twice.
engine.
Yeah, it is pretty, isn't it? It's kind of big and heavy, but it's pretty. All those little tubes and things like that.
You sound like Jimmy Doolittle about to go.
Not all night. Take your time. Let me make sure I got everything here. So I'm going to hook up the air.
Can you describe what you're about to do here?
Well, this is a 20 cc displacement
Amazing. I couldn't bear it. Things are basically
engine using air as the working fluid. And it does have a shaft seal up front, so I can pressurize it. And occasionally it enjoys that. Sometimes it doesn't. But if I run it at about 2 atmospheres, I may get a little more power out of it. As it runs, it tends to bleed out of the past the shaft seal. But if it's gotten past the launch phase at that point, it probably doesn't really matter. But it may help a little bit on takeoff anyway. If I can get a little more power out of it.
Did you say thank you?
The other problem is trying to light the burner in this breeze, which is light, but it is a breeze. So that's going to be the next job here. I'm going to turn the radio on. And I'm going to trim the rudder for a gentle right turn, because the engine torque is going to tend to make it bank left. So that should make it fly roughly straight. Now, Alexander, why don't you back up a little bit?
Okay, back way up, please.
Come over here, darling.
Go.
I think you have to take you home and let Dad get a ride back. No, he can't ride back.
Needle valve is touching on this thing. And the engine lights. And they're a steady roar like that. Back up. Please.
Alexander, come here.
Back.
Stay back. It can hurt you.
Quite enough, it seems to be. Not sure exactly why, but we'll take a look at it here.
Well, did it get any lift? It looks like you got sun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pilot error.
Can't tell whether rifle nose heavy or not.
Well, someday you can. Not today.
Yeah.
Can I let the kids play with these?
No.
No.
No, please. I'm sorry, but they're not toys.
Did the flame go out?
Yeah. Actually, it hadn't. It started a little fire. But I mean, I turned it off.
Fire in the grass?
Yes, a little blaze in the grass, in this vast prairie that stretches from here to
We'll have to
Jan.
check that with Pepsi
Wyoming, probably.
fire.
Otherwise undamaged?
Well, I think so. It got
There's a fire after?
extremely hot with the engine not extracting heat, and the burner's still running full tilt.
So we need to get to it fast.
Yeah. You know, but I don't think it hurt it. Just wondering here
Not going to do anything.
what, if anything, else I can do.
That's it.
And I can't think of anything, so we'll just launch it.
Oh gee, I forgot to press the record button. No, oh, it was going.
Play frisbee. Works.
Doesn't look too good, Rob.
Do you think it's trim or insufficient thrust or?
Well, it certainly doesn't have a surfeit of thrust. That's for sure.
It's so hard to tell if it's going full tilt because it sounds so different outside.
It doesn't really sound to me like it's got a lot of oomph, but too heavy for an electric system. Of course, power. What do you use for fuel? Propane. And it runs it for probably 5 minutes. But we don't have enough time to get in the air. I'll try a couple more things here. I'll give up tonight. First thing is to tighten the engine up because it's loose. Hey Brian, I'd like you to turn that off, okay, to save the battery. Could you remind me of that?
Well, conversely, to make the nose go up, you want to push the stick forward. That may be slightly more important. Be nice to at least see it stall once.
A good honest stall. Yes.
Encouraging sign, right?
I'd like to see it at least like.
Not that I think it did very much good. I will try to pressure it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, please. Okay?
Did you guys pick some wildflowers or?
Get lost in the grass.
No.
Let's pick flowers. That's the only.
Well, we used to go through fields like this and make trails, you know, like little mazes.
These are full of snakes and
No, they're not.
brambles.
No snakes.
No, I've got to be here. I'm important. Do you want me out? Oh,
Yeah,
I was
just
trying to
your
shield it.
shadow.
Oh, that's what I was trying to put there.
Oh, I see. The roar.
Bye, guys. We're going into another world.
Bye.
Okay.
Great idea.
Like Indiana Jones. Did you fix the rudder or the thing for when Jeffrey folded it?
Now remember, the controls on the elevator are reversed.
Bye, Bob. Kenny.
Eureka. Seems to be in one piece. Rob seems to be in one piece. The field is not on fire. Those are all good signs. Engine is still on the front.
successful flight?
It was the best so far. Looks successful to me.
Wasn't that great?
About 200 yards, 250 yards. I think that's a flight, don't you think?
I think that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, we'll call that the first one.
All in one piece?
Yeah,
Ready for another one?
almost. Let's take a break and make a few repairs and turn the radio off.
Finally, you got to pilot error. I mean, that's great.
The elevator controls are reversed. And I told, you know, I mean, but I couldn't do it. Maybe I'll have to switch them around.
Okay, great.
Super.
Beta
You caught all
87.
that, right?
Yeah, I got all that.
The flight itself?
You'll love it. You'll love it. We'll make copies for everybody.
Kind of.
It stalled.
It stalled, didn't it?
It banked right.
Yeah.
It dipped, stalled again, banked right some more. By that time, it picked up some speed.
Yeah.
And
I wonder
it was-
though whether I could have gotten it, if I known what I was doing, whether I could have kept it up.
it probably would have helped if you hadn't have had to dash for the radio.
I see.
Not having the radio in your hand, I think, made a critical difference in the first few moments of flight.
The first few critical moments. Well,
Rule number 1, keep your hand on the radio at all times.
I'm kind of hoping the engine will come off. There's not a whole heck of a lot holding it on. I mean, that would be embarrassing.
A hose clamp and high hopes.
I hope. Well, I put some silicone rubber in this joint, and I think it was a mistake. The heat is softening it. It's kind of gummy. So that where I used to have a pretty good friction grip, I don't. It's possible it came loose in flight, and with the engine pitching around, that might have contributed to losing it. If I had some alcohol here, let's scrape it off. I do have a razor blade. I think I'll let it cool down and try to get some of that stuff off of there.
If you had some alcohol here, you could toast your success of your first flight.
Actually, I have some. But later.
Elevator rudder.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Flatten out the elevator. A little up trim on it for some silly reason. This guy still up in the air?
Not the guy that came down. There's a plane over there in the middle.
Up in the air?
No, over down on the low grass.
Oh.
Right there.
I guess I don't know what frequency he's on. But I don't suppose anyone.
Oh, you're gonna launch it? You're gonna swipe it? It's gonna go
We're gonna try it.
Okay, when it slides in the elevator, can you
I think so.
Remember, Rob, tell me. Stick back, it goes nose down.
Right, but you probably will want to do the other thing, right?
The other thing?
Yeah. In other words, you probably aren't going to want to push the nose down.
I'm going to try not to really do anything to it.
Yeah. Okay.
do you want to see your base after this license?
Don't forget to hang on to the radio when you throw it.
I'll try some air pressure this time too.
You tell me to hold it?
Don't hold it.
Got it.
Oh, base dip. I'll tell you, don't point the antenna at the plane, right?
Yeah, land it over here.
The engine's falling off. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, land it! Land it, Jay!
Now land it still.
Be careful, we're gonna fall on somebody.
Heads up!
Jeff, Mom! And it's too heavy. Hey, go! Daddy! 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 Can't get in your grass! Come and get me!
Came loose. Came loose. The inevitable damage when you do not mount the engine securely. We're videotaping this for posterity.
Did you find the propeller?
Yes, it's in my pocket.
And that's
anything-
it today, live from ESPN.
That's it.
Yes.
From Channel 5,
Eyewitness.
Eyewitness News. The propeller shaft has been snapped off. Otherwise, everything is intact.
After a couple of refinements.
More than I could hope for.
It's got straw in it. That extra touch that means so much.
Yeah.
A couple of refinements, and we'll have Wayne Cody riding on this.
Well, if I knew how to fly the damn thing, I'd be in fine shape.
How long did it take to get to this point?
Actually building engines, 7 years, but I've been thinking about it for like
Yeah, but not right this second.
Phew.
Why did
an
you tie
easy
yourself?
20. I mean, without any trouble. So it's been a long time coming.
Back to Miss McPherson's science class in the 6th
Miss
grade,
McGettrick.
right?
7th grade. I think he's going to get
Well,
maudlin
let's
now.
survey the wreckage here. I mean the results. Excuse me.
You guys want some champagne? Oh, you got to taste it in honor of Daddy's flight. It's like Back to the Future. I finally invented
How do you open
something
these things?
that works.
You just hit the neck sharply against the open door.
Let's see, now to launch this. What?
You break the airplane.
Well, it's nice to see those big smiles on everybody's face as it went roaring overhead.
What,
Well,
is
that
this
was-
on or off, or how do you know?
Down is
Down is up and right is left.
I can't believe that.
You flew pretty well that time, given,
Mostly hands off.
yeah, all things considered.
Well, that one was truly a flight. I mean, there's no
No question about it. It's got enough power to pull a plane.
Dad,
question.
get a new Pepsi
Don't you think
can.
I should pour this and this would be
You're supposed to pour it over my head.
Oh, please do. Yeah, shake it up and squirt him with it.
There's not enough of
You're
it.
supposed to put it on the plane.
I thought we were supposed to put it on the second youngest kid here.
That's one.
cameraman?
Thank you.
The cameraman, Rob Entrican.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rob.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Cheers, cheers. Click, click, click.
Click, click, click.
Dad, I'm gonna put this in the middle.
Here you guys.
Forget it.
Oh, just taste it.
Like grape juice. Like
In
sparkling
honor.
grape juice.
Only
Honor
poison.
Dad's flight.
I can't hold it.
It stinks.
Champagne and Ritz crackers.
Yes.
Jeff, it's good. It tastes
Corruption of a
What's
minor.
that? Chuck, car.
Well, it's too bad it fell off. But
It is too bad the engine fell off.
Well, it was fun, but it fell off.
Yeah. Well, you can't expect it to stay up forever, as it were.
I can't keep this up forever.
Brian took my entire glass of champagne. Can I?
Yeah, Brian.
Guys, get out of the road.
There's a truck coming. Work?
It seems to.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Look at that, a smile at 6:03 a.m. And here is the gas prince. Ready.
Okay, you're firing, huh? Oh, why don't you get close up to the plane since it's in the air?
Well, it looks much better.
This is August 6th, 1987, about a month after the maiden flight. And you can see that the engine area has been repaired, new engine mount, and in order to keep the engine from falling off, some twisted bits of wire have been added. Otherwise, there's still a friction fit between the rear of the burner and the engine mount itself. So it's about 6 o'clock in the morning here, very little wind, and we're going to try for another flight. So here goes. 20 minutes later,
Roll them.
the engine light. Let's get trimmed, shall we? Now, the engine's going to want to, I don't know what the engine's going to want to do, so.
Is the engine mounted with any off-axis?
It is. It's got about 3 degrees of down thrust aimed down, which is a common technique to keep the nose down while the engine's under power. It also inadvertently has a degree or so of left thrust. The engine's tilted off this way, which is just the way the engine mount wound up. Didn't really help things. So I'm going to put the rudder right in the middle. Right in the middle as well. Now,
I bet your leak
first-
problem. You want to just?
Oh, yeah. Are you on?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay. The one problem we might have here is that the engine doesn't seem to be holding static pressure very well. So, we may have a little problem pumping it up, which of course is going to affect the power. But the only way to really tell is to run it and see. So, see if we can get the engine started. I'm just going to say the rebuilt burner seems a little harder to start, but for some reason it took right off. Hope the pressure on it. Hope it starts. So far, so good. Very marginal on power. Not going to fly that way.
Any damage?
Some. I'm not really sure what the extent of it is yet. I'll have to take a look. Looks like it was off to a good start.
Not nearly as much power, obviously, as the
No, there really wasn't,
this
was
light.
there?
No. It seemed to climb a little bit, and I don't know whether it actually stalled out a little bit and then went down, or we'll have to look at the tape. But
actually gave it a little bit up elevator. At one point, which may or may not have been cheating. It really depends. I don't know how the plane is trimmed right now. It may have needed a little up elevator just to fly level. But I also got the controls reversed. When it was coming back this way, I was trying to steer it off to the left and tweak the rudder in the wrong direction.
Oh, I see.
Now, the engine is pulled loose from the heater shroud. I'm not sure that's fixable. Right here.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can.
Do you see that nasty little
Mm-hmm.
thing there? Get that wire clip out of there.
Just,
Still hotter than hell, too.
it seemed to me that when you pumped it up, I could hear the RPMs go up, or at least the.
And it dropped off.
And then by the time you picked the plane up and the radio up, seemed to me there was a noticeable decrease in the.
Which wasn't the case last time, was it?
No, it sure wasn't. So throwing all caution to the winds,
Throwing all caution to the winds and the engine and the plane.
we'll try it again.
We'll try it again. We got the engine sort of stuffed back together. Notice we sheared off one of the wing braces, which is right here. I'm going to glue that back on, Rob.
Okay.
Notice that
See there.
little problem.
Right there is where one of the.
Focus on that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's where one of the wire clips was, which is now torn out. There's still that one in the top. And then the one 120 degrees around is also cut. So.
Yeah.
And so there's a fiction fit here.
Once again, it worked so well the last time. Let that set about a minute.
Caution instantly bonds.
Instant bond.
It looked a little funny trying to throw the plane and have your thumb stuck to the wing brace. Uh-oh. The CIA is monitoring our activities. I see the van.
Oh, good. Interference. Just what we need.
Your leak is?
The air leak?
Yeah.
It really could be in a number of places. It isn't like I knew for certain it was real tight before I left the house. So it could be the main seal, main shaft seal, or any number of places where there's a static seal. And it doesn't take much. There's so little volume inside the engine that any tiny little leak really drops the pressure. Let's see. Are we set? I guess so. Feeder on, transmitter on.
Pump on.
Transfer line hooked up. Pressure valve closed.
Gas on.
Not, well.
Those little foots are the flame blowing itself out. Oh.
That engine holds on, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. About 23 right now. Does drop off. Light up elevator. You got this, Rob?
Yeah, I sure do. You want to tell me what you're doing with the controls?
Well, again, as little as possible, just a little rudder every once in a while to keep it up there. As you can see, it's
flying.
Maintaining altitude. It's about how high would you say?
25, 35 feet.
25, 35 feet. Pretty though, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I don't know what to say. It's definitely marginal flight. Real still air. No wind, no lift either, no thermal. Have you got the zoom on all the time, or are you
No, I'm
going back to get a real?
I'm keeping the horizon in view all the time, and right now I'm just trying to get an idea of what the altitude is by having.
Well, there's not much power to spare. When I give it a little rudder, it really tries to drop. Engine may be winding
Uh-oh.
down. Whoa.
Good recovery.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
The engine.
I don't hit that guy.
Now you don't have any altitude, do you?
No. No, I don't.
None at all. Oop.
Okay, let's get it.
Still burning?
Yeah. I think I know what happened. Over on the far side of the field,
Yeah.
I lost track of which end of the plane was which, and I gave it the wrong control. You know, too much elevator in one direction, which is why I lost all that altitude.
Dumped all your altitude.
And it wasn't until I got on the other side of the field
Tangled around
that
the.
I got it. Yeah, that I got it back again. But by then it was this high off the ground. So
Actually, tangling up in that tall grass and winding around the prop really saved
nice
it.
way to land. Yeah.
Really.
So there's still lots of fuel left. I don't know how much, but that's the end of that flight.
Well, congratulations.
Worked a little better than the last one in some ways. Not as much altitude, but longer duration. Probably just a couple of minutes, but it seemed like about 20.
We'll see what the timer says.
Yes. The truth will out. Now, there is fuel left and it's undamaged, so theoretically we could fly it again.
Listen to
I'm not
this.
sure how wise that is.
He says with a impish grin.
Reverse those controls.
Well, at least this time you got to practice flying a little bit.
Yeah, enough to know I need a lot more practice. It's tough. Now, you know, it may be a lot tougher with this than with, well, with this if it had some more power. Just so marginal with power, you don't have any power from this one. Zero. So that was 2,300 RPM with no air pressure, 2,700 with air pressure, but I'm sure it leaked back down to 23. I don't have my chart here, so I don't know how many watts that is.
Ballpark? No, we're
Well,
not
I
in the
think
ballpark. We're in the
23
polo field.
23 is about maybe 10, I think, something like that. 10 watts.
10 watts delivered to the air?
Delivered to the pellet.
Delivered to the prop, okay.
And 27 must, well, proportionally, well, it's not proportionally, it goes up as a cube. So 15 to 20, somewhere in there, which is reasonable.
Well, Herr Doctor,
I think that's it, Rob.
is that it? You're not going to fly again?
No.
You're sure?
No, that fixed that air leak. There's just not enough power. I almost hit that van over there. One van on the field, which is the size of what, 5, 6 football fields?
At least.
Hot air balloons. See, hot air power is all around us.
Where are they? There they are.
Can you focus on them?
Yeah.
Good morning for it. What's the guy doing over there?
Beats me. Testing 1, 2, 3. Here we are again, speaking from the bottom of the beautiful Sammamish Valley. It's a little soggy this morning.
Yes, it's, what is it? It's the 12th of...
It's right here. It's right here on the screen.
It's right there on the screen, so
That's
I don't
right.
have to tell you.
Would you do? I would appreciate if you would tell me, since the last time we flew this thing last year, what were the problems with it, and what have you done to fix or correct those problems?
Well, the main problem was that the engine fell off, and or was falling off during both its flights. So to remedy that, we've got some music wire braces, 4 of them, that run from the engine housing all the way back to the main bulkhead. So they're really carrying most of the load rather than the joint between the thin aluminum heater cover and the shroud behind it. Shaft seal is working a little better, and the heater head is a little more effective. It's got a lot more surface area, and the way I'm utilizing that really is to get equivalent performance at a lower heater head temperature, because I was really overheating the heater tubes last time.
What kind of shaft seal are you using?
It's a mechanical face seal. The actual sealing element in there is an O-ring, a neoprene O-ring on the shaft, whose face rides against a stationary Teflon disc, and seems to work pretty well. It's pretty simple, but the idea is to seal without a lot of friction, and that seems to do as good a job as anything.
Is it less tricky than lip seals and things like that?
Well, the lip seals are easy because you can buy lip seals, but they tend to have high friction. You really want something that seals only in proportion to the pressure it's sealing against, and if there's low pressure, as there is in this engine when it's running at atmospheric pressure, there's very little pressure to seal, and you'd like not to have a huge preload on the seal. So the face seal does that for us. Well, let's try and launch this puppy before before the wind picks up.
Or before the horses arrive here at the
Before the horses arrive.
polo field that we're on.
Okay, let's get the fuel and fuel and
And that's Mount Rainier, right there behind those trees that you can't see. Well, you can see the trees, you just can't see Mount Rainier.
that's a showstopper right there. That's a fuel tank.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back. Only about 15 seconds have elapsed, and after a very quick and efficient filling process, we're ready to get underway again here.
These pieces of music wire really punch holes in the ends of your fingers. Up a minute.
You gonna pump it up? Oh, yes you are. You're checking the RPM?
Yeah, about 2,000 right now.
Pressurizing the engine.
Slight oversight, I'll explain later. Suddenly stopped.
And the slight oversight was?
I really will explain later.
Oh, okay.
Let me figure out what's going on here. Well, I think it's just turn the propeller, it seems a little mushy. Mushy usually means a leak of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like it.
Well,
There he is.
oh, hi.
You. Would you like to?
You ready to start here?
Well, why don't you tell me what the problem was last time and
Well, I guess it was 3 days ago. We started the engine up and it ran well, ran strongly, and just getting ready to launch it, it just died and wouldn't restart. Flipping the propeller, it felt real funny. And it turned out that, well, two things. A piece of tape had come loose inside, and more importantly, the power piston had fatigued and literally broken off on one side and jammed in the cylinder. So that's supposed to be all repaired now.
how did you repair that?
Well, actually, it's sort of spliced, and made an extra little part and bonded it in place with high temperature epoxy. And it worked, I think, better than it sounds. It sounds real kludgy, but it looks like a real strong repair. I ran it for maybe 3 or 4 minutes on the bench, and seemed to run fine, so here we are.
What do the flight conditions look like today?
Well, it's kind of windy, as you can see here. I'm going to get a wind heading. The grass is pretty, well, what's that, 5 miles an hour?
No, it's probably gusting to 10, I'd guess, maybe, or 8, something like that.
So we'll just launch into the wind and try and keep it headed into the wind, and try not to launch it so strongly that it stalls on us.
Nice landing.
And see if we can keep them pranging the engine into the ground.
Pranging, is that what those antelope do?
Pranging, yes. That's, yeah. I don't know how much tape is left. You want to go ahead and launch? Oh, I don't want you. Oh, okay. Letting things heat up here. Holding propeller is kind of a pain. Flies like anything. Well, it's up. Yeah. Can't tell what direction it's heading. Still heading north. Is it? Yeah. Oh, quite nice.
You're doing a good job flying that airplane.
Shaking like a leaf.
Well, you got a lot up there in the air, by golly.
No idea how much is up there.
How many minutes of fuel do you think you have?
I don't know, because I have no idea how much is in there. It's so hard to tell how much cocaine is in that tank. Boy, that's ugly.
Well, you're doing a great job flying.
Actually, you know, I had the second trim in the balance. For the fluid this time, I better do it more.
Make it,
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it couldn't have much more to get in here from the tight. Is that what that is? Airlines, he said. Yeah, it could be potentially like fire. The noisy driving. The fact that there aren't any gas explosions going on.
Yeah.
Could be as quiet
Yeah, it's just like a boiler.
as a matter of, it's a matter of balance, really. Cameraman is very quiet.
I'm getting dizzy following this thing around in circles.
I lose power in here.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Still hear it.
Maybe there's some, there's one in the gas over there. You think you're doing it? Right there.
What a job.
Pretty good.
How about like right there? That's good.
That's wonderful. All right, fire. Actually kept it up in the air until the burner stopped. It actually simply ran out of gas.
Literally.
And seems to be fine, despite the straw.
Well, Turn around this direction. Let's see that smile of success.
Yes. Just wonderful. Not as a $2 pistol, but it flew nice. It's really not that bad. Well, can we go have a nervous breakdown now?
So what'd you think of that thing?
Boy, that's nice. It's a wonderful airplane. I really like that little engine. Very nice.
Worked pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Good pilot, too. Yeah, that was a treat. It was definitely a treat. Well, it's probably worth 1,000, but at least 500.
All right, let's hear it.
Bet.
I like it.
Nice and
Market
quiet. Flies good.
And
This
hopefully.
isn't very often you get to see this kind of deal here. In fact, this is the first for me. Probably the only one, isn't it?
It is. First in the world. Maybe the last in the world. See that? Yeah.
Shaking here?
Yeah, it's starting to come loose. It's always coming loose on this thing. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to stop, Rob.
Okay.
Trying to self-destruct here.
Yeah.
What's coming loose?
Goddamn thing to stop, I'll show you. Oh, come on. Stop already.
Take a while to cool down, I guess.
Yep.
Have you got a way to phase it, you know, to adjust the...
No, there's no real timing. See this joint right here?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a silicon rubber joint between this jacket and the heater, but it turns out that that's the only thing taking torsion.
I see.
So,
So it's loose.
Another oversight. We're probably lucky it made it this far. Let's just say that's it for tonight. It doesn't go away, you know, it isn't being used in any way.
No,
It's just that you have more working gas in there, so it's
yeah.
equivalent to making the cylinders bigger.
So what's it got for cylinders? I mean, it's got pistons and a crank?
Yeah, it's got two pistons and one cylinder. The cylinder runs this way, and it's as big as this. The walls here are only about 40,000 stick or so.
So it's big. So they're big pistons. It's a big
Yeah, there's a power piston that goes back and forth about this latitude, and then one called a displacer which runs back and forth here. And there's this real weird mechanism with Scotch yokes and things, and a couple of bevel gears to turn that around so it comes out the front end. But I did that because it meant I could streamline the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
so, and as a result, that mechanism's given me a lot of trouble too. You know, you get one thing fixed and then something else breaks. Of course, everything's real light, so it's built within an inch of its life. And
So what have you got?
the other day we broke the piston.
What do you got? What are these for? Did you keep
These?
rotating?
These were just to keep grass and sticks from
Oh,
banging
I
up the
see.
tube.
Oh, I see.
And it probably isn't really very effective, but it was all I could think of. Real fast. But yeah, I need something to keep that. I need that torsion.
So that's where it gets hot here.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it,
So
of course it
glue is
doesn't
enough.
melt. It doesn't melt the aluminum, but it's,
No, but a melting kind of glue you put in there. Or what's the red? Is that
that's
a,
silicon rubber, and that should be good to about 400 Fahrenheit.
yeah, that's
So
that,
it probably
that's
gets
that high
to
temperature
400.
gasket
Yeah,
stuff.
it
isn't
probably
Yeah.
gets to 400 Fahrenheit. So. It just tends to get soft after a while.